What's up, guys? Welcome to another C2 to First Ride, brought to you by Motorsports. Today, we're driving a FZ1. Alrighty, guys, so like I said, today we're driving this brand new FZ1. Beautiful looking bike with a big old engine. I'm excited. Let's get this thing going. Let us get out onto the streets and do the thing we're here to do. This bike already feels like meaner. Obviously it's an FZ1. So this bike got more engine than my R6. Alrighty. So I've been told that this bike is fun to ride. And I'm excited to experience that funness. And it sounds like a jet. I don't know if you, like, with all the traffic, I doubt you guys can hear that, but the bike sounds like a jet turbine, which is really cool. And it's got stock exhaust. And it sounds like a jet turbine, so I don't even want to know what an aftermarket exhaust would sound like on this bad boy. Oh man, I think I'm going to like this bike a lot. I always get that initial little... It doesn't take a lot to know if you're gonna like a bike or not. You know, you just get that feeling where you're riding around and, you know, you get that feeling, you get that sexual healing. Just kidding. Alright. Alrighty, so it is definitely an FZ1. FZ1, I keep wanting to say FZ01. Interesting. Let's close these things. I got a feeling we're going to be going a little faster than normal on this one. You know, I've ridden an FZ07 and FZ6R. This is the first FZ1 I've ridden. Let's try the engine braking. Oh, wow. Well, that's neutral. There's no engine braking in neutral. And downshifting and engine braking are a lot smoother than I honestly expected out of this bike. Oh man, you know what? I feel like this bike has the... Oh, I once were in the FZ8. My friend's bike, an FZ8, and this bike feels like a aggressive version of an FZ8. The FZ8, it has a little bit of power. You kind of sink into the turns, but it's still really like laid back and, you know, just like carefree. I don't know if it's the body position with this bike, but I feel like I'm a little more, I feel like I've got a little more control over the front. It is still a little soft, but I don't know. I feel like this is like a good aggressive version of the FZ8. Like, if you've ridden the FZ07, the FZ09, I need to ride an FZ09. I haven't ridden one of those yet, but I feel like this bike is it's agile and I like it. It's not as agile as like as far as like back and forth. It still feels a little soft like the FZ6R, but this solves my issue with the FZ6R where the throttle is smooth, because this has a good mixture. It's like a smooth throttle, but it has some push to it. It does take a second to get to the throttle though. It still has that little build up time before it gets you going. Yeah, if you have experience and you're looking for a bike to, like, if you want a bike to cruise around on, but you want to be able to go to the mountains and have a good time, this might be a good option. Yeah, there's a certain feeling you get when you have a bike that really just wants to eat up turns. And this bike, it has it a little bit, but it's not very prominent. It is still comfortable though. You still get that, like, that, you know, upright body position, and you have a lot of control on your hands, and your arms are going to get fatigued riding this for a long period of time. This would be a fantastic, if you were going cross country, this is probably one of the better bikes I would suggest. It doesn't have a big windscreen, but I'm sure you could get a secondary windscreen to put up. Yeah, suspension's a little soft for my liking. I like hard suspension more. Fits the bike though. So this bike is like a really dull knife. It'll get some jobs done, but it's not the sharpest thing in the shed. But, I mean, not everybody needs the sharpest thing in the shed. Like, sometimes you just want, like, a soft knife to cut through butter. Yeah, this bike has got some get up and go. If you wanted to have a good time on this bike, that would not be hard to do at all. And it's really comfortable. I feel like if you aren't into the, you know, the aggressive body position of like a super sport where you're like leaned over and a lot of weight sometimes gets put on your arms, this would be a good option for you. Yeah, I mean, it just kind of sinks into the turns a little bit, not as much as an FZ07 or an FZ8, but it definitely has that like soft, like sinking into the turn feeling. If I was to recommend this or a super sport for the first bike, I would totally recommend this over a super sport, just because it's easier to control. Yeah, like even then, when I'm like giving it a, yeah, see, the throttle is controllable. I think if you want the power of something like a super sport, but you don't want a super sport, this might be a really good go-to. Because with this bike, I feel like you've got that power to keep up with a super sport crew, and your arms aren't gonna hurt like hell at the end of a mountain run. I love the sound of it though. Yeah, I don't like the way the throttle is though. I do feel like in this bike, my arms aren't, when I rode an FZ6, I really felt like my arms are like way out. I don't feel like that with this bike. I feel like they're a little closer in. I don't have to worry so much about them. Or not worry so much, but I feel like I have more control. That's a lot of cats. But yeah, I feel like I have more control over the bike when my arms aren't so far out. So let's go over to the patented little shitty car wash, do a little walk around, and let you guys check the bike out. Alrighty. Let's take a gander of this bad boy. Skirt. Okay, it is a little heavy, I will say that. It's one thing I'm noticing, but just standing still. So it's an FZ1. It's the big engined brother of like the FZ8. It actually has a center stand too, so if you need to do maintenance, that'll help out with that. Got the white color scheme. It's a pretty cool looking bike. It looks mean from the front. Kind of reminds me of an SV650. The more I see these pearl white bikes, the more I like them. So along with that SV650 look, you've got that like open engine with just the top fairings, which is good if you like doing work on the bike. It makes it a lot easier. Stock exhaust, but sounds awesome. Big old passenger seat. If you need to carry a passenger. Once again, a good cruising bike, so you can use these for luggage, I bet. Alright, so let's turn it on and let you listen to the exhaust, because I think it sounds awesome. Alright. Man, that sounds awesome. I love that sound. So yeah, white FZ1. Stock everything as far as I know. But yeah, really cool bike. Let's get ride it a little more. Another good thing about this bike that kind of puts it in that category of just kind of chill bikes is the mirrors. The mirrors are actually useful. That's how you know a bike is not a super sport. When you can use the mirrors, you know you were in a different category. But to kind of, I guess, like sum up this bike, I guess the best thing I could say for it is it's smooth, but has a lot of power behind it. So if you want a bike that you can be serious in, but you don't want to like go super crazy with it, you want to have the ability to just cruise around, this would be a really good bike. Like I could cruise on this all day. I'm going to be super comfortable. My back's not going to hurt, you know, but if I want to go up to the mountains with my buddies on the weekends, I can grab this thing, and if I want to get to it, I could, you know. It feels like the riding position is aggressive enough to get aggressive, if that makes sense. I feel like one of the downfalls of the FZ6R is that with my handlebars so out in front of me and so wide, like, it's hard to do aggressive riding when you're like this, you know? When you look like you're typing at your desk, it's kind of hard to get into the, like, leaning into the turns and all that kind of stuff. This bike, handlebars are close together. If I want to get in and get on it, I can. You know, I have that ability. Maybe you have an FZ6 and you don't know where you want to go from there. You're getting to that point where, I think I said ride the FZ6 like 4 years, something like that. So let's say you've gotten to your 4-year point. You're like, I like my FZ6 and it's really fun, but I need more. I need more push. I need more go. Or maybe you just want more engine, you know? But you love the way the bike is. The upright body position. This would be a perfect bike. It's got that slightly more aggressive feel that I feel like people are going to want out of an FZ6. But it still has all the nice things that the FZ6 had. So it's just, I feel like if I was riding an FZ6 and I wanted more and I really like that bike, this would be a perfect go-to. Brakes, I feel like the brakes could be stronger. With a bike with as big of an engine as this, I feel like the brakes should be a little more gung-ho, but I mean, whatever. Not that big of a deal. Yeah, see, up in the mountains, this thing redlines at 12,000 RPM. If I was up in the mountains, I'd be riding real close to redline, and I bet this thing will fly. So yeah, guys, that's my first ride on an FZ1. Thanks to Mountain Motorsports, I appreciate those guys. They're the reason I get to bring you guys these first ride videos. So if you want to show them some love, jump over on their Facebook page. There'll be a link in the description for everything. But they're really cool guys. If you have questions about stuff, go check out their website. Yeah, it's thanks to them I get to ride these bikes. Otherwise, I'd have to find borrowed bikes, and I think we know what happens with that. Oh, all the trolls are gonna love that Ducati crash joke. But yeah, guys, I like this bike. I like this bike a lot more than the FZ6. I feel like it's got the grunt and the pull that it needs to have to really have fun with it. But I feel like it could be a really good around the town bike. This is the type of bike I don't feel like you're gonna go anywhere from. I feel like people are gonna get this bike and be like, you know what, I'm solid. The only move I think somebody would make from this is either to a super sport. They want to do more sport riding. Or, I mean, they might go cruiser, but I can't imagine getting more comfortable than this and still having that sporty feel. But, yeah, guys, I appreciate you watching the video. This is the C2 first ride on the FZ1, thanks to Mountain Motorsports. I appreciate you guys watching. Liking and subscribing always helps the channel out and allows me to keep doing the stuff I do. Alright, guys, how about let's do this? In the comments below, type C2FR for first ride, and then let me know what bike you want me on next. And hopefully we can make that happen. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.